Hello there guys, welcome to another of my live videos, and on this video there is lots to negotiate about. I am going to be giving you some latest news regarding Odion Ighalo. Also going to be giving you the latest news of what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has come out and said regarding Wayne Rooney, and there's more news on some more transfers. So I will delve into that topic though a bit later on in the video. I am going to start with the news regarding Odion Ighalo. So Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has come out and made an admission regarding Odion Ighalo, saying he may decide to make Odion Ighalo's transfer permanent. Now, obviously, we have got Odion Ighalo on a 6-month loan. We paid around £3 or £4 million to get him in on loan, and Manchester United are paying around a third of his wages. From Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's perception, he said he's enjoyed a fantastic start to his Manchester United career. Obviously, Odion Ighalo did score his first goal for the club in our 5-0 win against Club Brugge. Obviously, Odion Ighalo has not yet, though, made his full Premier League debut. He hasn't started in the Premier League, but I do believe tonight Odion Ighalo should be starting from the start. Definitely in that. But he is a very, very good player, like Solskjaer was mentioning. He's highly experienced. He's a different type of striker, is Odion Ighalo. And like I mentioned, I think he's a really good cover-up to Marcus Rashford. Obviously, we did get him on loan from Shanghai Shenhua. Obviously, he played in the Premier League before he came to Manchester United on loan because he did endure 3 years with Watford. He scored around 39 goals in 99 games in all competitions for Watford, did Odion Ighalo, and I think he played quite a few times against Manchester United when he was a Watford player. But I think, he has done really, really well so far, so I think if he was to make his transfer permanent, that would be, the correct decision from our current perspective. So Solskjaer's indicated how he could make Odion Ighalo's transfer permanent, so that's the latest news regarding him. But I still feel as though Manchester United need at least another striker, because obviously, we need an adequate replacement for Romelu Lukaku. I think you can say we made a mistake by getting rid of Romelu Lukaku, to be quite honest with you. Lukaku did endure 2 years at Manchester United, was exceptional in his first season, but didn't really replicate that in his second season because he had to go, Lukaku, looking at it, because obviously he lost his place in the team. Looking at it for the financial point of view, though, we did generate a substantial amount for his departure. We got £70-odd million. Now Lukaku is doing really, really well at Inter Milan. Obviously, Alexis Sanchez, we're looking for someone to get him on a permanent transfer because he's on loan at Inter Milan at the moment. Solskjaer did actually, say, though, back in January, that, Sanchez would have been returning to Man United this summer to prove everybody wrong. But I don't want him to come back to the football club. And, we've got some other good attacking players. We've got, obviously, Martial. He's recently rejuvenated himself. Obviously, Rashford, he could be out for the rest of the season, but before he got injured, you can say he's been one of our best players this season. Rashford is out with a back injury. Obviously, now Daniel James is injured. So we've actually got quite a lot of attacking players in our team. Now, so what Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has come out and said regarding Wayne Rooney, he basically believes from his own perception that Wayne Rooney has got what it takes to become Manchester United manager in the future. Now, like I mentioned, it's going to be an intriguing game tonight between Derby and Manchester United. The main explanation is of the return of Wayne Rooney. Obviously, Wayne Rooney is a club legend. Obviously, Solskjaer praised Wayne Rooney. He served 13 years at Manchester United, so he was a long-serving player. And he's the club's all-time leading goal scorer with 253 goals in all competitions. Of course, Wayne Rooney did begin his career with Everton. Obviously, we got him in 2004. He enjoyed, like I mentioned, 13 years with Manchester United. Then he went back to Everton, Rooney, he had a short spell then again with Everton. Then I think he went to DC United, went to the MLS, and now obviously, he is player manager of Derby. I think actually, Wayne Rooney's played against us, when he went back to Everton, if I'm correct. But it will be good to see him, playing tonight against Manchester United. Wayne Rooney, may even score. But Solskjaer does believe in the future he can become Manchester United manager, even though he has no managerial experience, because Derby's actually, the first club he is managing, Wayne Rooney. So this is what, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has come out and said. Also, I just want to update you as well. Solskjaer is ready to axe some players this summer, because, he has, given them, he said basically, the players have had some players have had their final warning. And I do believe that the players that are going to leave Manchester United this summer, Jesse Lingard, Andres Pereira, I think I can assure that they're going to leave the football club in the summer, because they have been dropped in quite a lot of games recently, due to their inconsistency. So I think Solskjaer wants to get Lingard out and Andres Pereira. Also, Chon and Gomez, I think their contracts are due to expire this summer. Chon and Gomez, of course, their appearances have been limited at Manchester United anyway, especially Gomez. He doesn't get hardly any opportunities, does Angel Gomez? And I just feel as though Chon isn't at that level as yet. So I think, they're 4 players, Manchester United will get rid of. Phil Jones, I think he's also another player that's likely to leave in the summer, because he isn't getting any opportunities anymore, is Phil Jones. Phil Jones has been a long-serving player at Manchester United. He's now into his 9th season at the football club. So he has enjoyed 8 years here. We gave him a new long-term contract last season, so that was a mistake by Manchester United, giving Phil Jones a new long-term contract. But yeah, we definitely need to get him out of the football club. And I know a lot of players have left since Solskjaer's arrival, like I've mentioned before, and we did generate some money for their departures, some of the players that left, but more players are expected to leave this summer. So now we'll delve into some of the transfer news. Now, I updated you, didn't I, this morning on the news regarding Harry Kane. A lot of media outlets were reporting out yesterday saying that Harry Kane wants to leave Tottenham this summer and his preference is a move to Manchester United. Now, obviously, a player of Harry Kane's calibre, wants to be up there winning major honours. He wants to be, up there challenging and stuff like that. And he's enjoying this at Tottenham, is Harry Kane. Now, obviously, Harry Kane has been at Tottenham for several years. He joined their youth academy at just the age of 11, served around 5 years in their youth academy. Now, of course, I think at the age of 16, he made his senior debut, did Harry Kane. Obviously, he's been there a lot of years as Harry Kane at Tottenham. I think Harry Kane has scored 136 goals in 198 Premier League appearances for Tottenham. In all competitions, he has made over 200 appearances. In the summer of 2018, Harry Kane signed a new 6-year deal with Tottenham. So he got his contract extended, and he's still got now around 4 years left on his current contract as Harry Kane. Now, of course, Harry Kane is out with a hamstring injury at the moment. He has sustained quite a few injuries, with Tottenham as Harry Kane, but it has confirmed he should be fit for the Euros this year. Well, Harry Kane's confirmed this himself. He should be fit for the Euros this year. Obviously, Harry Kane made his England debut, was it back in March 2015, and scored on his debut after just 79 seconds. Now, I'm very, very sceptical that Manchester United will sign Harry Kane. We have been in for him in the past. He's expected to cost us in the region of around £150 million, is Harry Kane. But I do believe from a Tottenham perspective, like Daniel Levy, Jose Mourinho, will do everything they can to convince Harry Kane to stay at Tottenham. I don't think he'll come to Man United. He'll probably leave Tottenham in the end. He'll probably either go to maybe Real Madrid or he'll go to Barcelona, will Harry Kane. But obviously, he's only, like 26, 27 years of age. Obviously, Harry Kane has been on quite a lot of loan spells. He was on loan with Leyton Orient. He was on loan with Millwall. He was also on loan with Norwich. And he was also on loan with Leicester. But Harry Kane is still regarded as one of the best in the world, definitely. And he's definitely, Tottenham's best player is Harry Kane. Don't forget, Tottenham have signed 2 players so far under Mourinho. They signed Jedson Fernandez and they signed Steven Bergwijn, who's, enjoyed a good start to his Tottenham career. Tottenham saw Christian Eriksen leave. He enjoyed like 7 years with Tottenham. He went to Inter Milan in January. Obviously, Danny Rose went out on loan to Newcastle. So Tottenham have lost, quite a few of their players. So they don't obviously, want to lose Harry Kane. Do you think, he'd do well at Manchester United anyway? Because we're a team that, struggles to create chances sometimes, and Kane's a type of player, that wants to be in a team that can, create a lot of chances. So, nah, I don't think Kane to Manchester United is going to happen. I just think, it is a lot of rumours. But reportedly, if Tottenham fail to qualify for the Champions League, and then I think Tottenham will only have like £50 million to spend this summer under Jose Mourinho. And of course, Harry Kane has won the Golden Boot. Don't forget, I can't remember when he won it. He won it like 2 seasons on the trot, did he? But he hasn't. Tottenham have not won out in terms of silverware. Obviously, whilst Harry Kane has been there. So that's the news regarding him. I've just been reading recent reports as well, and it does say, we are planning on splashing around what we're planning on splashing around a one. We're planning on splashing a £160 million deal on Jack Grealish and Jadon Sancho. Now, of course, I think Jadon Sancho is our number one priority target for the summer. Obviously, now I think Borussia Dortmund have come out today and said, they want around £120 million for Jadon Sancho. He's going to cost us minimum £100 million. Sky in Germany came out not too long ago, and they said that Jadon Sancho is expected to leave Borussia Dortmund at the end of the season. Now, Man United have been in for him. Chelsea, Liverpool, Real Madrid, PSG. A lot of clubs have expressed their interest in the player, but I think his actual preference is a move to Manchester United, because I think if we can get qualification for the Champions League, Jadon Sancho would be keen on coming to Manchester United. Don't forget, we was relentlessly linked with Jadon Sancho last year, and he is only at the age of 19, and obviously, we have got a new transfer policy under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. He wants to continue the policy of recruiting young players to Manchester United, and he would fit, that strategy, perfectly would Jadon Sancho. Now, obviously, he's now into his 3rd season with Borussia Dortmund. Obviously, he's been dropped in a lot of games this season for Borussia Dortmund. Obviously, he's done well, though, in the 2 previous seasons as Jadon Sancho. Still got a contract with Dortmund until 2022. Now, so reportedly, we're willing to offer Jadon Sancho around £200,000 a week. So that would make him one of the highest players at the club. Obviously, us paying £100 million or £120 million will make him our most expensive signing. Our most expensive signing at the moment is Paul Pogba, who we paid £89 million for. But I do believe, from my own perception, Jadon Sancho would suit he would suit Manchester United. Definitely suit Manchester United would Sancho, because I think, he'd complement our attacking line fantastically well, would Sancho, definitely. And Borussia Dortmund, they give their overarching view on it. The chief executive came out and basically said that Jadon Sancho's happy at Borussia Dortmund. But, Dortmund will look at this from a financial point of view. If they're selling for £100 million, they're going to make a £92-93 million profit, because they only paid £7 or £8 million for him from Man City. If they sold him for £120 million, they'd make £112-113 million profit on the player, basically. He did serve a couple of years at Man City, but never really got any first-team opportunities at Man City. And this is, the main explanation why I left Manchester City. But I think if he comes to reunite in the Premier League, it will be very beneficial for his career. Jadon Sancho's definitely will be very, very beneficial. But he is a very, very good player, and he would dramatically improve Manchester United. It would dramatically improve Manchester United, would the player. So hopefully, we can get a deal finalised for Jadon Sancho. So yeah, so that's the latest news regarding him. And obviously, the news regarding Jack Grealish. Obviously, he's come out with his demands as Jack Grealish, and he says if he is to leave Aston Villa, he wants around a £150,000 a week contract. And I think Manchester United are determined to offer him this. But we want to get a deal finalised for Jack Grealish as soon as possible to stop his fee rising. So we can't wait until after the Euros, because reports have been saying that, Jack Grealish is set to make his England debut this year. And obviously, if he is to play in the Euros and Aston Villa are to avoid relegation, Jack Grealish is probably going to cost us more money. As it stands now, probably, he'd probably cost us maybe at least 50 million, maybe 60 million pounds, somewhere in that range. But, if we was to wait until after the Euros, he'd probably cost us maybe 80 or 90 million pounds with Jack Grealish. Grealish has got around a 45 million release clause. In his contract, he's got around 3 years left in his contract with Aston Villa as Jack Grealish. But quite a few clubs have expressed their interest in him. Don't forget, Tottenham went in for him in the summer of 2018. Tottenham Hotspur went in for him, but obviously, didn't get him. I think Tottenham wanted to get him for around £25 million. The player, up until this point, Grealish has spent the entirety of his career with Aston Villa. Obviously, he's made over a century of appearances for them, including the appearances he made in the Championship with them. He did have a loan spell with Notts County. He is predominantly an attacking mid, but occasionally can play as a winner. But I think, Grealish, would dramatically improve our midfield. I think he'd go well alongside Bruno Fernandes. They complement each other fantastically well. And, we do look better now in that midfield, because obviously, Bruno Fernandes has made the difference. Bruno Fernandes has been fantastic for us, so far. He's enjoyed a fantastic start to his Man United career. He's already on 3 goals already this season. For us, since he arrived, he's already on 3 goals for the football club. I think he has provided around 2 assists. And Bruno Fernandes is very instrumental. His decision making is very, very good. And he was a very, very good signing. And Solskjaer did explain what convinced him, to sign Bruno Fernandes. Because I think he watched him quite a few times at Sporting Lisbon, and Solskjaer was very, very impressed with his performances and that. But yeah, I think Solskjaer's actually been urged to build a team around Bruno Fernandes. I think, you've also got Fred, that's recently rejuvenated himself, scored twice against Club Brugge. There was his first 2 goals for Man United in like 17 or 18 months. But he was also very, very good in Ukraine with Shakhtar Donetsk. Was, Fred. Never really got his opportunities under Mourinho, but since Solskjaer's come in, he really has thrived as Fred, to be quite honest with you. McTominay's done really, really well as well. He's just recently come back from injury. Matic has recently rejuvenated himself. So we do look better now in that midfield with Bruno Fernandes, but we'll look even more better if we can get, Jack Grealish on the board. So that's the news on that. The news regarding Jude Bellingham. Now, I ain't mentioned Jude Bellingham to you for quite a while. Now, obviously, there's been quite a few clubs that have expressed their interest in Jude Bellingham. The recent club to be interested is Borussia Dortmund. Now, obviously, Birmingham have come out and they've given their overarching view on it. And they've quoted out that they would want at least £35 million for Bellingham if they was to sell him in the summer transfer window. Could even cost maybe in the region of £50 million, and that is a lot of money for the 16-year-old. He hasn't even signed his professional contract yet for Birmingham. It is his first season in the senior squad with Birmingham. Made his debut at just the age of 16 years and 38 days. But he has been a consistent starter this season as Jude Bellingham. And I've got to say, he's been a revelation in the Championship. Now, I think he's predominantly number 10, but you can also play him as a winner. I don't think yet, from my own perception, I don't think yet, he's got the minerals to come and succeed in the Premier League. I think he needs at least another season in the Championship, does Jude Bellingham. I think Arsenal and Chelsea have also expressed their interest in the player. But I don't think, it'd suit the Premier. It wouldn't suit he hasn't got. I don't think he'd suit the Premier League as yet. He's not Premier League standard at the moment, is Jude Bellingham. So if he gets another season, gains a bit more experience, then I think, he could be ready for the Premier League. So that's the latest news regarding him. Now, of course, Manchester United have got quite a few injuries, like I've mentioned to you. Daniel James is injured. I don't think he'll be participating tonight against Derby. Obviously, he missed the Everton game, did Daniel James. And I think from my own perception anyway, Solskjaer has overplayed Daniel James. The news regarding Wan-Bissaka, he's got a back problem. He did play the full 90 minutes, by the way, against Everton. He's set to undergo more tests, but I don't think he's going to be involved tonight. He's Wan-Bissaka, but should be okay for Sunday against City. Fosu-Mensah and Tuanzebe, I think they'll be involved in the game tonight against Derby. They was playing for the under-23s on Monday. They've been out of injury for a while. I'm very sceptical that they'll start, but, they'll be involved in the game. Will Tuanzebe and Fosu-Mensah, don't forget, recently Bay has just come back. McTominay has just come back. I think Man United's only long-term absentees now are Rashford. He's out for a while, could be out for the rest of the season, like I mentioned. And Lee Grant, he's also injured. Paul Pogba is close to returning for Manchester United, as you all know. Solskjaer, he provided us with some news regarding Pogba, and he said, he's working with the physios outside, and he's expected to return to training by next week. It was supposed to be this week, but now it's by next week. He's supposed to return to training. Pogba, I think it's over a month ago now since he had the surgery on his ankle. He's come out and said, he's looking forward to the development with the partnership of Bruno Fernandes, because they would complement each other fantastically well in our midfield. But, Pogba, should be back for the game against Tottenham. But, with Pogba, even when he does come back, he may struggle to get in the team on a regular basis because, like I said, our midfielders are doing really, really well. And I think for him to get back in, we'd have to either drop Fred, McTominay or Matic. And like I've mentioned, they're doing really, really well for us. Now, obviously, I think Paul Pogba will leave the football club in the summer, because he's already told our teammates he'll either go to Real Madrid. If he doesn't go to Real Madrid, he'll make a return back to Juventus because, let's be honest, he did enjoy 4 good years with Juventus, did Paul Pogba. He's only played a total of 8 games this season. His appearances have been limited due to his injuries. Graham Souness, after the game on Sunday against Everton, give his verdict on Pogba, and he did question his lengthy absence through injury, and he believes that Pogba would have been available for selection by now if he wanted to play for the football club. So Graham Souness believes that Paul Pogba doesn't want to play for Manchester United. We want 150 million for him in the summer. That's how much Manchester United want. And obviously, it would generate a lot of money for his departure. Plus, it would free up our wage bill a little bit. Maybe there's a slight chance that Pogba could stay with the club and we could possibly extend his contract. He has got a year left on his contract, but the club do have an option to extend his contract by a further year. So I do believe Pogba is on his way out of the club in the summer, but it's good that he's now close to returning for Manchester United. Luke Shaw, I think since he's come back, to be fair, he's been very, very impressive because he was out for like 2 months, was Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw has sustained quite a few injuries as a Manchester United player. Won double player of the season last season, reflecting on his good run of performances. Anthony Martial, he sustained quite a few injuries this season. So, yeah. And, we have got games now coming up thick and fast. And, Man United will be making a lot of rotation, like I mentioned. Tonight against Derby, Solskjaer will make quite a few changes from the Everton game. He'll rest some key players for the City game. City is on the horizon. So games are coming up thick and fast. Derby tonight, City on Sunday. Lask in the first leg of the Europa League last 16. Then, we play Tottenham. So Manchester United have, got games coming up thick and fast, definitely. Obviously, I'll keep you up to date of what's been going on with David De Gea. Obviously, there's been reports saying that David De Gea could leave Manchester United this summer. The main explanation for this is because David De Gea could actually lose his place in the team. Because obviously, Dean Henderson is expected to come back to Manchester United after his loan spell with Sheffield United. And Dean Henderson has been, a revelation for Sheffield United. And I think the club made the right decision by sending Dean Henderson out on loan because it does gain him more experience. Now, I think now his actual stats are better than David De Gea's, but obviously, not overall. Now, Solskjaer gave his overarching view on it, and he still insists that David De Gea is the best goalkeeper in the world. Obviously, overall, he's one of the best goalkeepers in the world. Now, obviously, David De Gea has been a long servant here. He's now into his 9th season at Manchester United, and he has endured 8 years at the club. Analysing it, I think he's had a good 6.5 years, but at least in the last year and a half or so, David De Gea has become a liability because he has actually made quite a few calamitous mistakes. Made a calamitous mistake in the 1-1 draw with Everton. Roy Keane had criticised David De Gea for that. But David De Gea has won everything here domestically. He's won the club's player of the year 4 times out of the last 6 seasons or something like that, reflecting on his good run of performances. And he's made over 300 appearances for Man United in the Premier League. And I think almost 400 appearances in all competitions. Real Madrid nearly got him 5 years ago. Don't forget, PSG have been in for him. Also, Juventus have been in for him. So these doubts regarding David De Gea's future. Signed a new long-term contract last summer. worth around £375,000 a week. So he could possibly be moved on. We've got Romero, he's our second choice keeper, like I mentioned. He tends to play in the cup games. Does Sergio Romero? Yes, he does. And all of that. Now, obviously, we've come out again and, we've given our verdicts on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And I think if Manchester United fail to qualify for the Champions League, if we fail to qualify for the Champions League, I think Solskjaer could be sacked as Manchester United manager. If we are to qualify for Europe, then I think the club will be determined to give then Solskjaer another season at Manchester United, because this is his first full season at the football club at the moment. And of course, he has been here for 14 months as Solskjaer, so he has been here over the year. And he has been permanent Manchester United boss now for like a year as Solskjaer. And I think one of the mistakes the football club did make was ever giving Solskjaer the job on a permanent basis. But the main explanation why I would give him the job permanently is reflecting on what he did in that 3-month period when he was the interim manager and that. But since Solskjaer got the job permanently, his record has been disastrous. I'll give you some of the positives. He's had a good record against Chelsea since he came in as manager, because he's beaten Chelsea 4 times as Manchester United manager. He's beaten Manchester City twice this season, as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer looking to beat City for the third time. Looking to beat City for the third time this season is Solskjaer. We've done really, really well against elite opposition. We've, beaten Tottenham, we've beaten City twice, like I mentioned. We've done well against Chelsea, we drew with Liverpool. So against elite opposition, we've done really, really well. Just haven't replicated that against lower opposition. And also the other positive is that we are unbeaten in our last 8 games in all competitions. So we are building some momentum. It was a shame that we didn't beat Everton, but I said Everton was always going to be a very, very difficult game. And like I've mentioned before, we've had so many opportunities this season to get into that top 4, but we failed to capitalise on that because Chelsea have dropped a lot of points. When Chelsea have dropped points, we failed to capitalise on that. And surprisingly, we are still in that top 4 race. We are like, what, we're 3 points behind top 4 at the moment. But, and we've enjoyed our worst start to a Premier League season ever. But yeah, on the other hand, we're still in that top 4 race, so that just indicates how poor the Premier League has been this season. But I'd love Manchester United to finish in that top 4. Also, take into account the FA Cup's a priority for us. It's a chance for us getting some silverware on the board. Also, the Europa League's a priority for us. That's a chance of getting silverware on the board. Plus, it's another route to Champions League football. So I do believe Manchester United can win the Europa League. We can possibly win the FA Cup. There's still some good teams in the FA Cup. But we need to get some silverware on the board under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because we haven't won out yet. We haven't won any silverware yet under Solskjaer. We've only won 3 major honours since Ferguson left, and that was the FA Cup under Van Gaal and the Europa League and League Cup under Jose Mourinho, and that came in his first season. So we need to get some silverware under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, definitely. But I do believe if we can get around 3 or 4 good players this summer, we can possibly, challenge for the league going on into next season. Some people believe it's going to take us a while to get us back, get us back to where we want to be. If Solskjaer is sacked as Manchester United manager, I probably do believe it will be either Mauricio Pochettino or Massimiliano Allegri who will be our next manager. If Solskjaer, is to be sacked, he's got around 2 years, or is it 2.5 years left on his contract with the football club. Obviously, the rumours are still going on regarding Mauricio Pochettino. Obviously, he's being linked with a return back to Tottenham because Jose Mourinho is under so much pressure at Tottenham. Like I mentioned, he's tactically naive. He's Jose Mourinho. He's past his sell-by date. And I think Tottenham made a mistake in the first place by getting rid of Mauricio Pochettino, because he enjoyed a good 5.5-year tenure with them. Didn't win out in terms of silverware, but still did really, really well. I'd like Pochettino at Manchester United because I think analysing it is a better manager than Solskjaer is Mauricio Pochettino. Probably got the same perception on Massimiliano Allegri. But, Man United are not known for a sacking football club, despite the fact that we sacked 3 managers since the Ferguson era. Moyes went, Van Gaal went, and Jose Mourinho went. So I'd take that into account and that. So, yeah, tonight against Derby, Hopefully Manchester United can win and we can progress into the quarter-finals. We do play Norwich in the quarter-finals, you know, if we do, you know, progress past Derby and that. So anyway, guys, drop your comments, likes below on the channel. If you do, consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very, very soon. Thanks for watching.